planting out some spinach and some lettuce. I did originally sow 9 of these, but the slugs got 3 of them. But we still have some nice, these are little gems. So I grew these last year at the very start of the season, and then I didn't manage to germinate any more lettuce after that. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting this in the ground and hopefully it taking off nicely and not be succumb to slug damage. But yeah, looking forward to getting it. It tastes really nice, really crisp, kind of almost like a butterhead, but crispy butterhead. It's really nice. Yeah. Look at this, I was so upset, I left this out. Didn't think it would break. Look at this. This was a lovely lemon thyme we had last year. And look what happened to the pot. Cracked right down the middle of it. Went to pick it up the other day and it dropped out of my hand. So I need to figure out what to do with that. But I'm not really sure because this is lemon thyme. And I have thyme in a window box under the window around the corner. But they all seem to be a bit woody and they're losing their leaves. So I'm not sure if that means it's dying. So I need to do a little bit of research on that. But yeah, I'm gutted because my mum gave me this pot and it kept so well in the summer in that. It just seemed to do really well. So I'll have to invest in another terracotta pot, unfortunately. How many have we got? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish. Hopefully I didn't disturb the roots too much. Lift them up a little bit. They'll recover lovely. If they're anything like the leeks, they'll recover lovely. Got the roots in here from something from last year. Oh yeah, that was the salvia. I took that out because it looked like it was going to die, but it's actually recovered. I potted it up into a little pot with a bit of compost and it's really come back strong. Oh, I can't get over these onions. These little spring onions, they look great. They'll be ready in a few weeks. They're a little bit delicate still, but smells beautiful. I wanted to jump in here and introduce myself. I'm not very good at introductions. My name is Laura and I've been gardening for a little under a year now. And I wanted to say welcome to my tiny garden and welcome to my channel. And
a thank you for joining me on my first YouTube video. I live in the southeast of Ireland and we have quite a temperate climate here. So we're south facing, so we do get a lot of sun, but we do get probably a lot more rain. A lot of people would joke around that live near us and say that we get 4 seasons in one day. And I think the intro to this video captures that quite well. At the start of my gardening journey last year, I had this one raised bed that I'm planting the onions in at the minute, and I absolutely fell in love with growing vegetables. So I then bought another 4 raised beds. So I think my main goals for this year are to grow more fruits and veggies, but also to kind of grow more flowers. I didn't give flowers enough attention last year, and I think they are probably one of the nicest things in the garden, aside from my fruits and vegetables. So yeah, that's me. I will leave my introduction there, and I really hope you enjoy the rest of the video. And if you have a question for me, you can pop it in the comments below and I'll get back to you.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bunches. That's great now. Okay. So let's have a little think. So we've got the baby gem. Got some little gem. I think I might put that. Where will I put that? I think whilst the temperatures are okay and it's fairly cool, I might put those in parallel to the broad beans. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Did you love it, darling? Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 6. That's a good start. Why are you crying? Oops. Needs decapitated that one. Just beautiful. Oh, nearly ruined that one. Yeah. Lovely ants and everything in there. That's lovely. Didn't have a label on those. Got 2 pots of left spinach to do. So I've got this one, back fillet there, to where the onions are, and I have this one. It's not far on as much as the other ones. This is the second one that I have, but it's it was growing in a window box, but I didn't realise the window box was specialised for indoor growing, so it's suffered a little bit and it doesn't look great, but it's come back, it's bounced back. It's just probably not as strong as those, but where I have it in that bed, I actually have the bird feeder above, and the birds keep jumping in and out of it, so I think it might be better just to take the chance and pop it into the bed now. I'm going to plant these out now. Let's put that label there. That'll keep. I think these are 6 inches apart. Better get my tape measure. I don't actually know how much 6 inches is. My little handy dandy tape measure. That's 6 inches. One, 2, 3. Ah, brilliant. I can do rows of 3, or maybe rows of 2. Let's not push it. Last year I pushed it so much. There wasn't an inch of space in the beds. Some stuff did really, really well, and some stuff just got crowded out, but there's no weeds this year, so that's positive. We had a lot of ground cover. Just pricking them out, laying them out, and then I'm just going to check the spacing and then I'll put them in. What I am noticing is when you're using old egg pots, the roots are kind of growing into the cardboard, so I don't know, is that going to jeopardise the strength of the plant? I'm not sure. Some of them are fine. Some of them I can hear a little snappity snap. Like that one I just snapped. Ah! That one's lovely. I don't know if they're going to grow, but I'll have to see. It's okay, always sow more than you need. Hello, baby. You having a little look? You are, aren't you? Aren't that, sweetheart? Snapped his roots a bit. We'll put minimacy. Something flew at me. Oh god, I just sliced through somebody's roots. Whoopsie. Okay, so what have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, my little friend. Put you on the ground. Put that one there, that one there, that one there, that one there. Got room for the last one. That one there. So I did the 6 inches, like, I have 2 rows. So I did 6 inches here and here, and then I have it in a diamond shape. So we've just finished off the lettuce and the spinach. I don't know whether spinach likes its roots tampered with, so I'm not sure how that's going to go. So I might actually end up having to come back and re-sow that, but we'll see how it goes. I'm like 50-50 on whether they're going to take or not. I think the roots were a little bit disrupted, and I had not great success with spinach last year. Struggled to germinate it, and yeah, I managed to get a little tiny crop at the very end of the summer last year. So yeah, but we eat spinach all the time. So if I can master growing the spinach, then like happy days, because I buy it every week in the shop. And like that, leafy greens, they're kind of pricey. So, well, relative to other things. So if we can do that and become sufficient in that, that'd be so awesome. So in here, I've just had a cloche over this. No reason for it really, more than just nowhere else to put it. So underneath here, I did just pop out my tomatoes today, just to get a bit of extra sun. So there's tomatoes and peppers in there. They're not ready to go out yet. It's only literally the beginning of April. Just to give them a bit of extra light, I popped them in there. So I'll bring them back indoors because the sun's kind of gone in. And I've got some aster plants in there. I've never grown them before. They're flowers. I think they're a perennial flower. They don't really seem to be doing much. They've literally just started their second set of leaves. But I put that cover over the top because there's actually no holes in the bottom of this. So note to self, if you're ever using an old, like repurposing a container, make sure you put holes in the bottom of it, because if the rain keeps getting into that now, it'll drown and then they'll die. They'll rot. The seeds will rot. So I sowed last week some radish, that's under that cloche over there. But I'm going to do a couple of rows of carrots. Did these last year, sowed them way too heavy. So this year I'm going to try and be really careful sowing them. But I'm going to thin them really early on as well. But yeah, I'm just going to try and do this year little and often. Last year I had the carrots in this bed here. I did a whole row. We got a nice harvest from it, but it was they were kind of small. So then I decided, or maybe it's because of the carrot types. Not really sure how to say that. Maybe it's French, nantes. Yeah, so they're kind of like a finger carrot. Really super sweet. They're delicious. But I wasn't sure whether it was the carrot variety, because obviously there's nothing underneath this bed. So I don't know, was it deep enough? I wasn't sure. So I ended up buying 2 other types of carrots that were ideal for kind of container growing. And they were awesome. So we bought Chantenay, and we bought a Paris Market 5, it was called. And I'm going to definitely be sowing those again this year. But I thought I'd give these a little try. They're kind of early croppers, so the packet says. So if I can sow those, and then later in the year, when these come out, I'll put the other ones in, because they're only small. Like Chantenay only grows probably like 1 to 2 inches, and the Paris Market 5, they're like a little golf ball. Oh, they were unbelievable. We actually kept them in the ground last year. I have changed the bed to a flower bed this year, but last year we had them, and we had them for dinner, everything. For our Christmas dinner, we came out, picked everything. Oh, they were awesome. They were so nice. It's just, I'd like to be able to grow more of them, but we're so limited with the space. But I think if I can sow them little and often, I can re-sow them back through them. But we'll see. I'm going to sow these now. I always find if you take your time and actually sow things with a little bit of attention, it just makes life a bit easier later on. Like I know most people that you'll, like when you read blogs and things, will only sow, like a thin line. They'll just scatter more seeds in just to get them into the ground. But I just find it a little bit more time saving to just be a bit more diligent when you are sowing. I just find it a bit easier. It's less maintenance, less stuff I have to come back and do. I work full time and I'm also in college, so I find it easier doing this way. And I did that for the ones that we had last year and it worked out perfect. And any that don't germinate, I'll stick another seed in. So I did three rows there, all in all. Three rows, 15 carrots. And we'll have those as little finger carrots when they're ready to come out. Just sprinkle that over the top. Have to get a little label now and label them in. So that's where my row finishes. There. Okay. So a little recap of what we did today. So we put the carrots under cloche here, did 3 rows, 15 per row. I don't plan to thin those at all. Might save me a bit of time. There's some radish in there. It's actually just started to come up. Just re-put this cloche on. See that little one in there? Little baby green one? So that's coming up, which is great because originally I thought I was going to have to re-sow that. Some orange too, I sowed that a little while back. And this is what we did today. So we did all of those lettuce and then the spinach behind it, and then just around the corner there I replanted the overwintered spring onions. So everything's looking lovely and green.
Outside my window is everything